Hey, so in today's video, I'll be walking you through how to write a cold email for a B2B company. And I've been posting a lot of YouTube videos talking about cold emails, how to build a lead generation agency. And one of the most common questions I get is, okay, I have a client, but how do I specifically write a cold email for my B2B client? Because the type of messaging you would use would be very different from your own lead generation agency. And obviously it makes sense because as a lead generation agency, you're pitching B2B companies on your own services, on generating them sales calls and helping them get new clients. But obviously, unless your clients are also lead generation agencies, your clients will have a completely different offer, different outcomes, different case studies, things of that nature. So in today's video, I'll be walking you through A to Z, step by step, what I would do to write the cold emails for my clients, set up the campaigns, and by the end of this video, you will have very clear understanding of exactly what I do for my B2B clients. So if you are looking or you're running a lead generation agency and writing cold emails is a massive question mark for you, or if you run an existing B2B company and you're planning on using cold emails to outreach to get yourself sales calls and get yourself new clients, then stay to the end of this video because I guarantee it will be very valuable. All right, so the very first step towards crafting a B2B cold email is obviously, let's assume this is our client, right? Their company is called Crackerjack. The website is crackerjack.co, but I thought I'd use them as an example since they have really good case studies and this or that. But let's assume that Crackerjack is one of my clients. This is their website, and as we can see, they are a social media marketing agency, a full stack marketing agency, actually, right? So the headline is scale, build, and grow your marketing with Crackerjack, right? Again, it's a marketing agency. They've worked with some really large companies, Honeybook, Duracell, AT&T, ByteDance, Indeed, Oracle, and Google. This is kind of the website. It's a very well-designed website, and it gives a lot of details. And obviously, if they were an actual client of mine or an actual client of yours, you'd be able to understand their business much better, understand the case studies, what they specifically done in a much better way because you're able to set up the onboarding call, get more information out of them, talk to them over a Zoom call or a Google Meets call, basically talk to them in person to get the information that you need. But obviously, they are not a client of mine, and I don't have that privilege of getting those details from them. But what we can do is we're going to pretend like Crackerjack is one of my clients and I'm helping them reach out to companies to generate leads and generate sales calls for their own marketing agency. So what I'm going to do is this is their website, full stack marketing agency. I'm just going to look at their case studies, but they've worked with a couple of different companies. They have case studies. We can see over here, they work with Mr. Beast's line of chocolate in early 2022. For the purposes of the video today, I'm going to use this case study because it's a B2B SaaS company. I'm just going to open this up. They work with this company, Digify or Digify. I don't know how to say that. A B2B SaaS company from ex-Google. It's a QR-based B2B SaaS company. And they have a pretty good description here with the problem they were having, which is they had no prehistoric marketing experience and they're looking to soft launch in the near future. So what Crackerjack did for Digify was they built a plan to bring them on market using paid ads. So paid ads are like Facebook ads, YouTube ads, Google ads, LinkedIn ads, stuff like that at different ad platforms. The solution was they were able to build out the strategy. They worked with them, did an A/B test with a lot of different variables, building out the copy, the graphics, blah, blah, blah. And what happened was over the year-long engagement, they were able to A/B test 50 plus unique ad variations, leading to a significant increase in click-through rates with specific numbers. And that's exactly what you want to do because a lot of these cold emails, the most effective type of cold emails are extremely case study led. And the type of clients that you will be working with as a lead generation agency, more likely than not, they do have case studies, which is why they're able to afford paying you $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month because they're obviously making money, meaning they have case studies. So now that we understand what Crackerjack does, which is a full stack marketing agency, we have a case study. We also want to understand what Digify does because a QR-based B2B SaaS company doesn't really give us too much information. So I'm just gonna search this on Google. This is their website, connect directly with their customers, gain new insights and convert one-time buyers, build an always-on sales and marketing channel. So what this looks like to me is a marketing SaaS company, a marketing software company, and it's B2B. So a B2B marketing SaaS company, it's a platform with customer engagement, maximizing marketing. Yeah, it's definitely a marketing B2B SaaS company. So what we'll do as our sample cold email campaign that we will build out today is we will leverage this specific case study, a Digify, and reach out to other B2B marketing software companies. And we're going to leverage Digiphy as part of our cold email, and you see how this works. So the very first step is obviously to build a leads list of other companies that are similar to Digiphy, of other B2B marketing SaaS companies. So how do we do that? Let me show you how. All right, so what you're seeing right now is a website called getlaka.com. This is a directory of SaaS companies. It's really good. And the way you want to build your leads list is obviously there's the generalized approach of using Apollo or scraping LinkedIn. But what you can also do is find specific pockets of industries, scrape that data, and then upload that to Apollo or LinkedIn to pull the specific decision makers and find their specific email addresses. So this process will apply if your clients are reaching out to marketing agencies, e-commerce stores, logistics companies. Just find different databases of those specific type of companies. So this website is called getlaka.com. As you can see, it's a really large directory of different SaaS companies. But what we're looking for are specifically marketing SaaS companies. So I'm on this website. I'm just going to scroll down, and over here we see different industries. So you can find a directory of companies that are analytics software companies, VR software companies, B2B marketplace platforms, stuff like that. So we're going to look for marketing softwares. And as we can see, marketing software, just going to click on that. Top marketing software SaaS companies in 2024. This is a database, so there's 1,200 companies. We're just going to scroll down a little bit, some different case studies or interviews with different marketing software company founders. If we scroll down a little bit more, what we can see is a list of marketing software SaaS companies in 2024. And we see a lot, and there's different filters. For the purposes of what we're doing, I'm just going to do 0 to 1 million ARR, so annual revenue. And we see a directory here. So what you're going to do next is you're going to use an extension called Instant Data Scraper. We're just going to click that. And what that's going to look like, this is what's going to open. And it basically, this extension allows you to scrape different directories on Google. Or if you're using Microsoft Firefox, I don't know if it's an extension available there. I personally use Google Chrome, and this is what this will look like. And as you can see, it is scraping the data off of this specific website, off of getlaka.com. But we can see a lot of YouTube videos, so I assume those interviews that you saw earlier. We're just gonna press try another table until we get it. So we see this table of 20 different companies. Over here, we see the Getlaka, we see the company names, so Replug, Bold SEO, Post Beyond, we see the revenue, stuff like that. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna press copy all. We're gonna go back into Google Chrome over here, and we're just gonna open up a random Google Sheets. And what we're gonna do now is we are just gonna paste this over here because we just copied it from Instant Data Scraper. We don't need all of these rows, so we don't really need any of these rows. I'm just gonna delete them. We also don't really need some of these, right? But we have the company names over here, so I'm just gonna rename this to company name, just for the purposes of organization and to make sure that it's easy to follow. But we also need the company website. So that's the one thing that we're missing, which is very important that you get. And what I can see is if we open up this row, we see the websites, right? But obviously it's embedded under different links. And I'm going to show you how to get those company websites. So I'm just gonna move these rows around for the purposes of organization. I'm gonna delete these two columns. But what we can see is they have the website. So boldseo.com.png, right? Replug.io.png. And we obviously need to remove the .png. We also need to remove the storage.getlaka.com/images because you're not gonna find a website from that. And Google Sheets does a really good job of helping you do this in an automated way. And if you're scraping a different database, it might not specifically look like this. So you want to be a little bit creative, search it on Google, watch some YouTube videos to understand how you can extract the data. But I know exactly how I'll do it from this website. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this column. I'm going to go up into data, and I'm going to press split text to columns. It's going to open this little thing over here, and I'm just going to press, by default, it says detect automatically, but I'm going to do custom. And under custom, what we could do is we'll first isolate out the storage.getlaka.com/images/. So I'm going to type in the slash. And what we can see is that isolated it out, it split all of these text into different columns based on what we're looking for, the parameters. And we obviously do not need any of these. We really only need this. So now we have replug.io.png, blah, 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 the websites plus PNG. The next thing that we want to take out is the .png. And again, we're easily able to do that using the exact same way. So data, split text to column, and rather than detect automatically, we're gonna do custom. And this time I'm gonna write .png because if you just do a period, it might not work because of the .com, .io, it's gonna isolate and move it into a different column. So we're gonna do .png, and that removed the .png. So now we have replug.io. If we just copy that and paste it in just to double check. So this website loads, we're gonna take a random one. So this one, just to double check, right? Again, just to make sure this works. So these websites work, and that's exactly what we're looking for. So we're just gonna rename that to company websites. So this is good. What we're gonna do after this is I'm just gonna title this B2B SaaS. So now that we have the company names and we have the company websites, our next step is to obviously find the decision makers at these companies. So Crackerjack, as you can remember, is a marketing agency. So the type of people that they'll be reaching out to, because these are smaller companies, we did the filtering on GetLacka for 0 to 1 million ARR. More likely than not, the decision makers will be the founders, the co-founders, the CEOs. It might also be someone on the marketing team. So the chief marketing officer, as an example. And we need to get the email addresses of all of those people at all of these companies. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna download this as a CSV file. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pop over into apollo.io. You can do this on a free trial account. You want to go under the search button. And rather than going under the default people filter, we wanna press companies. And then what we're gonna do is over here, we're gonna press this import button, bulk import from CSV, and then we're just gonna drag this in over here. And then it's gonna detect those two columns because we obviously only have two columns on our Google Sheets: company name, which is the account name, and company website, which is account website. We're gonna scroll down a little bit more, and over here, we're just gonna press imports. And obviously there's only 20 companies, so this isn't gonna take that long. As we can see, it's loaded already. If you have a larger list, it's gonna take a while. So we have 20 over here, and we found these companies. The next thing you want to do is select all of them, so select all the companies, and just press find people. So now we have found 192 people who work at these 20 companies. Our next step is to, again, we don't want to just reach out to all 192 people. We don't want to reach out to a business analyst. We don't want to reach out to an HR recruitment associate because they're not likely to be the decision makers. If we were reaching out for Crackerjack, pitching marketing services, reaching out to an HR person is not going to be the guy who makes the decision for marketing strategy. So what we want to do instead is under job titles, we're going to put in founder. We're going to put in co-founder. We're going to put in CEO, owner, and CMO. And that's what that's going to look like. We see that we have 17 people over here. And basically, you're going to use these people. And these are the 17 people that you will be reaching out to. So you're going to be reaching out to Joshua, to Mike, to David. These are the people that you'll be reaching out to. They're all founders or co-founders. And that is exactly how you get their email addresses. So obviously, you have to scrape it off of Apollo to get the email addresses. I'm not going to talk about how to do that in this video because it's going to take way too long. I have a separate video on my channel talking about how to get the email addresses out of Apollo, but that's what you're going to do. Pretty straightforward stuff. So these are the specific people that we will be reaching out to, pitching the marketing services on behalf of Crackerjack. Okay, awesome. So we built out that leads list of specific decision makers of these SaaS companies that we will then be reaching out to. Our next step is to craft the actual cold email campaign that we'll be sending on behalf of Crackerjack to these SaaS companies. So this is smartly.ai. It's the tool that we use to automate the cold email sending. You want to set up a brand new account for every single client, or if you're doing this yourself, just set up a Smart Lead account. Obviously, I do not have any email accounts because, unfortunately, I could not close them as a client. But if I did, I would have all the email accounts over here set up and warming. So we're just gonna go back into the email campaigns, and we're gonna create my first campaign. We're just gonna title this B2B SaaS. And obviously you're gonna upload the CSV file. I don't have the CSV file, but you would, based on that Apollo search that we just did, you're gonna upload that as a CSV file. But for the purposes of this video, I'm gonna move into the sequences. So this is where you will write the actual cold email campaigns. You're able to split test it. And this is the exact copy that you'll be sending to these SaaS companies. So under email 1, we're gonna put a subject line. I'm just gonna use quick question. And then obviously it will be their name. Let's call him, let's just say name, right? But let's just say it's John or something like that, right? And then for stage 1 email, this is the very first email that delivers into the inbox. So I actually wrote out these emails beforehand before I filmed this video so that this video doesn't end up like, 2 hours long or anything too crazy like that. But that you're still able to extract value and see how this works. So I'm just gonna paste this in. So as you can see, based on what I wrote, I just wrote, "Hi John, happy Sunday. Wanted to reach out because we just helped Digify, a B2B marketing SaaS, with a go-to-market advertising strategy," right? Because if we look inside the case study, that's exactly what they did, right? They were soft launching, and the solution was developing and utilizing an omni-channel strategy. Crackerjack launched Digify on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube and Google Ads. That's what they did, and they built out their go-to-market strategy essentially, right? So we're calling that out specifically in our copy. What we did was we helped them increase their click-through rates by 26% while decreasing their lead cost by 89. But this specific company, they have very specific case studies on their website with specific results, which is exactly what you want to get with your own clients or with your own company if you're launching your own cold email campaigns. You want to be very specific with the case study. We work with this company where they did this. This is what they were doing before we started working with them. After working with us, we helped them do XYZ, leading to this very specific outcome with specific numbers. So they do a really good job, increase their click-through rates by 26% and a significant decrease in lead cost by the end of campaign by 89%. So we're calling that out specifically in our copy. We helped them increase their click-through rates by 26% while decreasing. So literally exactly got from the website. And then the call to action. Mind if I share a quick video running over exactly how we did this, right? And that's exactly what you want to do as well for your cold email campaign. So this is email 1 with the subject line. But obviously, whenever you're launching a cold email campaign, you need to be split testing, talking about different offers, different outcomes, maybe even different case studies and different call to actions. And you never know which one sticks because each of them works. What you think might work might not actually work based on the data. So this is stage 1 email. This is just one variation. We're going to add a second variation where we're also going to do, hey, John, happy Sunday. We're going to test the same subject line. You can also test a different subject line here if you want. And then we're just going to paste in the second one that I did. And this is slightly different from the first variation where now I'm saying, hey, John, happy Sunday. Wanted to ask if you have a paid ads marketing strategy, ? This is more of a curiosity inducting question where I'm asking them, because anyone who's receiving this email, these SaaS companies, if they do have a paid ad strategy, they're going to continue reading, or if they do not have an ads strategy, they're also going to continue reading, right? We just worked with Digify, a B2B marketing SaaS, helping them develop a go-to-market advertising strategy, leading to them increasing monthly MRR by 35,000 within 73 days. So I'm, again, talking about a very specific results. Now, obviously, if they were a client, I'm going to be getting these numbers from Crackerjack, but obviously since they're not a client, I'm not able to do that. So I just came up with a random number. Understand that for SaaS companies, they care a lot about MRR. That's a specific thing that they care about, monthly recurring revenue. If someone subscribes, someone buys their software, it's going to be a monthly subscription cost, and monthly recurring revenue MRR is the representation from that. So you also need to understand the industry a little bit and do some research, find out what's important to SaaS companies, which in this case is MRR. We help them increase monthly MRR by 35,000 within 73 days. Mind if I share more information about this? So that is what that looks like. That is the variation 2 of email 1. Now the next variation, because we also, 2 is also not that many as a split test, we want to be testing a little bit more. So again, quick question, John. Hi, John. Happy Sunday, ? Or comma. Paste this in, there's a space this out. Quick question is company name. So their company, this is going to be a variable that you're going to use instead smartly to keep it a little bit personalized. Same as the names, to be honest. It's going to be also a variable to keep it personalized. Quick question is company name using Facebook and Google Ads, ? So a quick question, yes or no. They either are or they are not. But the purpose of this question is to get them thinking a little bit, but not in too much detail, to the point where it detracts their attention and takes away their attention from reading the email. Quick question. Reason why we helped a B2B marketing SaaS, so Digify, launch a traffic and lead generation ad campaign on those platforms where they were able to decrease their lead cost by 89% from $100 to $11 within 4 weeks. So you need to get this from your clients or get these details, which obviously I do not have, which is why I just came up with it on the spot. I put together a 4-minute video running over how we did this. Mind if I share this with you? These are the 3 emails that I'm going to split test right off the bat. And obviously, I didn't spend too long thinking about this. So if they are your client and if you're launching your actual campaign, you want to spend more time thinking about exactly how to do this. So this is email 1. We're just going to press save change. This is the first email they'll get. I'm going to set up another email. So email 2, I'm going to send this 3 days later. I'm going to leave the subject line blank because if you add a subject line to follow-up emails, what's going to happen is it's going to send us a separate thread. So as a separate whole other email on the email inbox. So email 2, I'm just going to copy this in and paste it over here. So I'm going to leave the subject line blank. Hi, John. Assuming it's super busy at the moment at your company, just put together just put together a quick video running over how we can help you increase your ROAS, or return on ad spend, by up to 58% on platforms like Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Google. We have worked with AT&T, ByteDance, Indeed, and Oracle managing the marketing advertising campaigns, and we could do the same for you. Mind if I share this with you? So a little bit of marketing jargon. So this is why we also included the CMO, because a CMO will understand exactly what click-through rate is. They'll understand what reducing lead cost is. They'll also understand what ROAS is. So if you're reaching out to the wrong people, they might not understand what this is. These companies are a little bit smaller, so there's a very strong chance that the founder, the CEO, the owner is still managing the marketing, meaning they'll understand what all of this stuff is. But if you're reaching out to larger companies where you know for a fact that the founder, you're reaching out to a company with 100 people, 100 employees, the founder isn't managing the marketing campaign. So using terms like ROAS might not be a good idea if you're reaching out to those type of companies. This is email 2. So kind of like as a follow-up message, we're going to save this. We're going to add in an email 3. We're also going to space it 3 days apart. And I'm going to copy in the messaging that I created. Again, leaving the subject line blank. Hi, John, is there someone else at company name who overlooks marketing? So this is a very good question, because you never know. Maybe these founders aren't managing the marketing. Maybe the CMO isn't. Maybe there's someone else, a marketing manager, who is managing and overlooking marketing for their company. So a very strong question to ask in the follow-ups. Just put together a doc running over how B2B marketing SaaS companies can launch and scale their advertising campaigns on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Google Ads while making sure they break even on ad spend within the first month of launching. I can share it with you here, ? So this is a very strong follow-up email that I put together, because you see how email 1, 2, and 3, we're all still talking about the same overall topic, which is marketing and advertising campaigns, but I'm pulling on slightly different outcomes, different offers. Over here, I'm talking about how to launch an advertising campaign without losing money, basically, while breaking even in the first month. In email 2, I'm talking about how to get a ROAS, how to make more money. That's a slightly different outcome. And obviously in email 1, I'm split testing different offers, but this one's talking about increasing click-through rates while decreasing lead costs. So I'm talking about something slightly different, but the overall topic is still the exact same, because all of these outcomes, they matter at different levels. Not every person cares about click-through rates. Some people care more about ROAS. Some people care about not losing money. And calling out about these different types of outcomes will make sure that our emails are hitting. They're hitting the specific pain points that we're looking for and talking about exactly what we are looking to talk about. The final email we're going to put, so this email sequence is going to be 4 emails long. So they're going to get email 1, email 2, email 3, email 4, all 3 days apart. So email 4, we're going to set up a step. Email 4, again, it's going to be 3 days apart. And the most unique part is the final email as part of the sequence. It's going to be known as what's called the breakup email, where you're kind of like breaking up with them. The overall message of your final email will be something along the lines of, hi, John, we reached out to you several times, have not heard back, so I'm just going to stop emailing you. That's the overall message, but obviously we're not going to say that, right? We're going to say, hi, John, assuming driving users, because SaaS companies, they call it users, they don't call it clients. They might call it customers, but users is going to be the more relevant term for SaaS companies. Hi, John, assuming driving users through advertising campaigns is not a priority at the moment. If this changes in the future, let me know. Regardless, wishing you a successful rest of Q2, because we're obviously in Q2 right now. You can also say wishing you a successful rest of 2024 or rest of the year, but I'm just going to use Q2. This is our 4 email long sequence, and obviously we will be split testing each of these emails to get the best results, because you never know, and you're going to be talking about different offers and different call to actions. So this is the email sequence that we are going to write, and if you do it like this, you're going to get really good results. And obviously, I don't want you to just copy exactly what I wrote, because I didn't spend that much time putting this together. I spent like 30 minutes writing all 4 of these emails out, and if you're doing this for a client, it's probably going to take you longer than 30 minutes. You want to think about it in much more detail. You're going to have an onboarding call to understand their business much better, their offers, the specific outcomes, timelines, case studies, and you will add them all into your cold email sequence. So now that we have the email sequences, it's very important that as you're sending these cold emails, you're not just sending cold emails as is, because certain words over here is going to trigger the spam filter. So if you use words like free, if you use $signs, if you use words like guaranteed, it's going to trigger spam filters. And over time, as you're sending a lot of cold emails, all of your emails are going to land in the spam box. So what I'm going to do over here now is I'm just going to copy this message, and you're going to do this for every single one of these emails, but I'm only going to do it for this very first email. We're going to use a website called Mail Meteor Spam Checker. This tool will allow you to paste in your message and it will flag the specific words that will flag spam filters. So we're just going to delete this. We're going to paste in our message. And as you can see, the specific message that we're using right now is going to trigger these spam filters. So if you send this cold email word for word the way that it is, you're going to land in spam, or your client's going to land in spam, and you're not going to get any results. So we can see that this is marked as a poor email, as 49 words, a few seconds, so short, so that's fine. But the biggest issue is we're using words that will 100% trigger the spam filters. So for example, wanted to reach out because we just helped Digify, a B2B marketing SaaS. So unfortunately, there's no other way to write the word marketing without the word marketing. So we're just gonna leave that in. But that goal over here is to remove as many of these words as humanly possible. So the word click-through rate is going to trigger the spam words. So what we could do is we could rewrite this. We could use the abbreviation of click-through rates, which is CTR. If they understand, if the people you're reaching out to CMOs, they know what click-through rate, they're gonna know what CTR is. Well, by 26%. So unfortunately, the percentage mark does get flagged, but there's a very easy workaround. We're gonna use the word percent. Very, very simple, right? The next thing is while decreasing the lead cost by 89%. So we're gonna change this to the word percent again. And the word lead cost. So you could change this to CPL, which is cost per lead, which means the exact same thing. Again, if you're reaching out to CMOs, they're gonna know what this means. So we're gonna write CPL. And now this email is marked as great, even though the word marketing still gets flagged because it's unnatural, right? But there's nothing we could do around that. So this is how you would do the spam checker. This is exactly what you want to do. And using this specific messaging, it's not going to trigger any spam filters, and it's going to be a safe message to send. It's going to be good, and you'll be using this. Awesome. So after we have the spam checker, we know that the messaging we have don't trigger any spam words. So again, right, for the purposes of this example, words like sales, free, guarantee is going to trigger the spam checker. So make sure you're not using these words. Our next step is to do something called spin taxing. So what spin taxing is if you're sending 1,000 emails, all using this specific wording, over time, the algorithm is going to catch on. Because if you were to manually send cold emails or send emails in general to your friends, to your family members, to your partner, the emails that you send, even if the messaging is similar, they're not going to be word for word the same unless you're a bot and you copy it, which is exactly what these spam checkers will catch, bots. So what we want to do is a strategy called spin tax, which allows us to write the same messaging with slightly different words. So the overall things that we're saying is going to be the same, but the specific words will be different. So we're gonna say, hi John, happy Sunday. So how we wanna do this is we're gonna use the brackets. If you're using Instantly, it's going to be, I think, 2 brackets like this, but for Smart Lead, it's 1 bracket. So it's gonna be hi, it's gonna be hey, it's going to be hello. So now email 1 is gonna say hi John, email 2 is gonna say hey John, and email 3 is gonna say hello John. So different variations, but we're still saying the exact same thing, right? Which is introducing ourselves to John. Wanted to reach out, we'll write reaching out. Or we don't even need the word out. So reaching and wanted to reach out. Oh, this doesn't make sense. Like this, because we just helped Digify. We partnered with Digify, a B2B marketing SaaS with their go-to-market advertising strategy. You might be able to get away with the abbreviation of GTM depending on who you're reaching out to. So just be smart about that. Go-to-market advertising strategy. We help them increase their CTR. They increased their CTR by 26% while decreasing the CPL by 89%. Mind if I share a quick video? Can I share? Can I share a quick video? A video running over, walking through, explaining, running over exactly how we did this, how this was done. And this would be an example of how you would want to spin tax this. So obviously I just did it on the spot right now. There's probably even more examples of spin taxing in this messaging alone, but hopefully you understand exactly how we do this. And now if we copy this back into Smart Lead, we're gonna replace this email exactly like this. So now it has the spin tax and it also passes all of the spam filters. So this is good to go. So we're just gonna press save. We're gonna move to the next step, which is in Smart Lead. This is specifically for Smart Lead. So if you're using Instantly, all of these settings are gonna be the same. It's just the specific way you get to those settings might be a little bit different because the UI is obviously different, right? We're gonna press campaign settings. What we're gonna do is we're gonna press don't track link clicks because it's not effective. We're gonna track email opens in the beginning just to make sure the deliverability is fine. We're gonna press enhance email sending and deliverability in Smart Lead, and we're gonna press save general settings. You could put an unsubscribe link if you'd like. I personally do not, but certain clients do, and for compliance reasons, depending on what that specifically looks like, you might want to add an unsubscribe link, but I'm not going to do it for this example. We're going to move into setup where you're going to select all of your email accounts. So obviously I do not right now, but if you did, you would be selecting all of them under schedule campaigns. So this specific client, I think they're based out of New York. I could be wrong, right? But let's assume they're based out of New York. So I'm just going to type in New York. We're going to select that as a time zone. I'm going to be sending Monday through Friday. Some clients, they might also want to be sending on the weekends, so Saturdays and Sundays. If that's the case, you're going to add that in from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. at night. Email will be sent I typically do 15 minutes. I haven't noticed a massive difference based on our data, but you can do 20 minutes as the default if you like. Select campaign start date. So today's April 2nd. I'm gonna click April 3rd because obviously we're building this out pretty late in the day and no one's gonna receive this email. Right now it's 4:39 p.m., right? So it's almost close to the end. So we're gonna put it to the next day and max number of leads reached per campaign. So this is really dependent on how many email accounts you have. Let's assume that this client, I set up 10 email accounts. Each email account, it can safely send 30 to 35 cold emails a day. So if they have 10 email accounts, this means that they could easily send 300 emails per day. So we're just gonna put in 300 and we're gonna press save. And that's exactly what this will look like. Under the final review, we're not gonna be able to see it because we don't have any leads, but that's exactly what you wanna do. And you're just gonna save this campaign. Obviously, I'm not able to save it because I don't have sender accounts and I also don't have leads as a CSV file. But for your clients, you're gonna have all of those things. Or if you're setting up this cold email campaign, you're also going to have all of these things. So this is exactly what you want to do. I just walked you through in this video exactly how you want to do research on the company, write your cold email campaigns, double check to make sure it bypasses all the spam filters, making sure you're spin taxing your emails, making sure that you're sending these emails and they're not word for word the same. And I also walk you through how you would set up your campaign in terms of the scheduling, in terms of tracking link clicks, all of that stuff. Hope you found this video valuable. So thanks for watching this video. If you stick to the end of this video, thanks for watching this, and I guarantee that you walked away with something valuable from this video. If you have, make sure you drop me a subscribe, make sure you like this video, and for the sake of this video, drop a comment, write the word, let's say orange, write the word orange, comment the word orange below if you're still watching this video, because I look at my YouTube analytics and 99% of people don't actually make it to the end of the video. So if you're still here, you're watching this video, go to the comments right now and write the word orange and I'll reply back to you just so I can see who it is who is in the 1% of people who make it to the end. So that's pretty much the video. If you are running a lead generation agency or you're planning to start a lead generation agency and you want more direct help with doing that and scaling to $10,000 a month in the next 90 days, then I also included in the description below a link to my calendar to set up a call. On that call, we will put together a personalized roadmap to basically help you start your own business, your own lead generation agency, and get it to $10,000 per month in the next 90 days. So if that's you, click in the link below, set up a time to chat, but also, comment the word orange, just so I know who you are. But thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.